Hey guys, this is Quick Science 101. I'm Neha Joshi back with a crucial question. Today's question is such that even scientists are not sure about it. What is that? Why Earth's magnetic pole or Earth's pole are reversing? Do you know about it? Let's get started with the question. Earth's magnetic field always fascinates me. It is that elusive thing that we assume pretty much sure that to be constant. It is that thing we don't, but believe it or not, the South and North Pole we know today are not always the same. Nearly 786 years ago, the magnetic pole flipping is already occurred and remains same for many years. But this process is never stopping. The magnetic pole of the Earth is constantly moving and flipping over the years and years again.
First of all, let's try to understand the concept of magnetic pole. Our Earth has two north poles. First is a geographic north pole which is constant and never changes, while second is the magnetic north pole of the Earth which is always in the movement.
But no one is sure about why it is happening. Scientists have said that it is because the tectonic movements or the volcano movements or the fluid which is inside the core of the earth and the movement of this lava. But there are many other reasons behind this. Let's try to understand the magnetic field inside the earth. For example, we have a one bar magnet. It have north and south pole, so it is called as the dipole. Okay, so let us consider our earth has 2, no, 4, no, our earth has 8 magnet like the bar magnet. Scientists have proposed this theory like our earth has 8 dipole or 8 bar magnets and they are continuously in the movement, and these 8 bar magnets are and their magnetic field are interacting with each other, and because of this movement the magnetic pole is continuously reversing. There is a fight in between this magnet and their magnetic field interaction, and because of this field and interaction the magnetic pole is reversing continuously or moving continuously. So what is this? The Earth's magnetic field is more important to us. It shields us from the harmful space radiation, solar wind, solar flare, and the particles released from the solar flare strip out the ozone layer which protect us from the UV radiation. So, what will happen because of this polar flipping and its cause the weakening of Earth's magnetic field? Well, the good news is there is no harm to the human race. Yes, exactly, there is no harm to the human race. But our modern world will face the many challenges for the satellite, missiles and etc. and all that things. Let us see what are the effects of this polar flipping and weakening of magnetic field. The latest news of this weakening of magnetic field is published by the PV magazine in Kenya. The researchers of Kenya have proved and said that the weakening of magnetic field of the earth is affecting to the performance of the PV panels, and this is observed in all over the world. Also, according to the recent news in America, the telecommunication and navigation system have affected and they are facing the various problems in the electronics and other circuits because of this changing magnetic and reversing magnetic field. However, it could make us vulnerable to the energetic particles coming from the sun and cosmic rays. This will increase the genetic mutation in both human and animal. And because of this genetic mutation, the rate of cancer is increased potentially high. We are seeing this condition right now. Also, it will fry the electronic circuits which we already have. Sensitive electronic circuits are still facing problem in space shuttles and space stations right now. Also, our electrical grid can be we face very dangerous problem. So, also, even the flights could expose to the higher level of radiation at the higher altitudes. So, traveling in flights can be very dangerous in this situation. So don't worry, we will get through this. But let us try to understand what situations we have to face because of this polar flipping. This flipping or weakening of magnetic field could disturb the internal compass of the many animals and birds. Bird named Arctic tern travels 44,000 miles per year pole to pole on the basis of this internal compass and the compass or the magnetic field of the earth. But if this weakening of magnetic field happen or reversing of the pole happens, these birds or animals can be in confusion or their internal system can be disturbed. Even we human can face this situation, but we are not sure about this. We are not sure about how we face or how we react changing magnetic field by the human, but the animals who are depend on the internal compass of the system, they will surely get affected because of this. Scientists have proved this theory before also. Even on the more extreme, it could make the certain places on the earth very dangerous to live, even to live. Or we can see very and beautiful great auroras to the very low altitude at many. Right now we are seeing these auroras only on the polar region and at high altitudes, but because of this thing we can see this aurora at the lower altitude and at any point or at any geographic region of the earth. Even space shuttles, space stations and space missiles or the next few whatever the space we have planned, they will need extra shielding, extra security and extra attention because of this weakening of magnetic field and polar flipping. So right now the American navigation system and telecommunication system facing this problem, or other PV panels in the satellite or in the regular on the earth, they are also facing this problem, and scientists are studying this system from many days and they are finding the solution on this. How do we came to know about this thing? Scientists are facing such problems from many days and they are observing this thing from the many days. Geophysicists following and working on this phenomenon, and they named it as a South Atlantic anomaly because this phenomenon or this problem is first occurred or first observed in the South Atlantic region. And how we are monitoring the system right now? We have the European Space Agency's swarm satellite collection, which are collecting the accurate data right now on the strength of the magnetic field of the earth. This is the great hope in this flipping situation right now. Otherwise, we are into great trouble. Let us try to understand what is the South Pacific anomaly. The scientists turn out and telling that the standard measuring of this weakening of magnetic field have first observed in the South Pacific area. Also, it turns out the direction of the portion of the magnetic field deep beneath this area has already flipped. Scientists or geophysicists are observing this thing from 1840, and turns out the direction of the North Pole in this area is traveling to the direction of the portion of the magnetic field deep beneath this area, and it is already flipped from the many days. And what happened because of this? Which caused the Hubble Space Telescope often shut down when it goes from that particular region. Even astronauts in the space station reported the high number of lights in this area, which can cause by the weakening of field and the less amount of stopping the cosmic rays in this area. So there are other options and other things which have observed by the various scientists, astronauts, geophysicists, and they are proving and saying this thing that this magnetic pole flipping is happening. So what are the measures we should take about? The 2020 model of WMM, that is the World Magnetic Model, was recently updated by the National Centre for Environmental Information and British Geographical Survey. Forecast the how magnetic north pole is changing. They found that the magnetic north pole has already crossed the prime meridian of the earth, and now after this we are going to face the many challenges. It is the unnerving fact that our modern system of telecommunications, satellites, missile system and other related telecommunication system and other related system are going to stop because of this magnetic pole flipping, and we can't control anything about this. But we can only take the measures to minimize such problems and the damage of this system. So the European agency Swarm satellite is one of the greatest hope in this situation. Also, scientists are finding the other ways to minimize the damage of this such systems. So it is worth mentioning that the last spinning process happened only before 100 years, but the period of the spanning and weakening of this field is over the 600 or 6000 years, and we are in the middle of this spanning right now. So it doesn't mean get panicking things and start packing and move off grid. Just be calm and try to understand the thing and trust the process, trust the scientist, and keep watching Quick Science 101. So I hope you like today's video, and if you like it, just let me know in the comment box. Don't forget to subscribe the channel and share this video with all your friends and family. Thank you so much.